You know that feeling you get when you just ate? Lucy, what are you doing? And you're like, oh, ah, I can barely talk and speak. I'm at that feeling right now. But today, Lucy, we're going to talk about, like, this idea of games and movies and, medium, quote unquote, maturing. And it's a very fascinating idea, right? Like, what does it mean for something to, like, a form of art, a form of fiction to mature? Because this is the things people they use to describe, like, you know, characters in the past, like Laura Croft or like Bayonetta, being dressed in somewhat revealing outfits to now them being fully covered up, be given titty cancer, removing the os, literally using the male model for female characters. And the question comes down to is like, so if the things I grew up, right? So like, Halo, Call of Duty, Half-Life, like games like these, right? And games like Tomb Raider, like Bayonetta, like Metroid. If they grow up, it's like, okay, so they've grown up, right? They're for grown up, grown ass people. But the questioning is, so what are teenagers supposed to watch? Like, what entertainment are they supposed to get into, right? And it's like, oh, God of War, what I have. No, remember, God of War has grown up. Like, they had Sweet Baby consult their storytelling, consult their character creation. Like, here's Thor right here. Like, Sweet Baby did this. And, like, God of War used to be this. It used to be this. But now he's this. It's like, okay, so it's grown up. So, what the fuck did I just do? So it's like, are teenagers nowadays not supposed to consume anything? Like, are they supposed to, I don't know, work and have absolutely no entertainment? Like, what does that even mean? Because again, you have games that have grown up, right? You've had Saints Row, you've had Suicide Squad. We've had Mass Effect Andromeda and God of War. And though God of War Ragnarok was good, you could tell the changes they made. But the other games I mentioned, they've uh, predominantly failed. Like you had Forspoken, which tanked an entire studio. All right, you have I think 90 something percent of the players of Suicide Squad dipped out. So they're barely reaching what? A couple hundred players? And again, these games, okay, so they've matured, right? I'm using games in particular because I'm a gamer. It's like these games have matured. Well, so what's the story where the story is bland, it's boring, and again, all this is subjective, right? But you don't have a game. Again, you don't have companies that lay off hundreds of people because they can barely sell a product that costs $350 million to make, like the Spider-Man 2 game, and only have like what 20 to 30 hours worth of gameplay. Like it's an unsustainable. And again, so it's grown up, which means it's unsustainable. It's not for gamers, right? So again, I'm asking a lot of questions, and again, the question is the things we grew up watching, they're either non existent or contorted to meet quote unquote modern standards. So, and teenagers are not supposed to, don't have anything, any entertainment. So the question is, why do most of these companies even exist? Because, again, the idea is you make a company, you sell a product, you make money, and you keep doing that. But if you're selling a product that the market does not want, the market fully rejects, why do you exist? How are you existing? And I'll probably get into this because I'm pretty sure we know some of the reasons, but again, I just wanted to talk about the whole growing up of fiction, of, games, the whole adapting things for a modern audience, which doesn't exist, right? The modern audience is like, you hear my dog clapping in the background. Like, the modern audience is like the unicorn. So, everyone, it only exists in legends and in folklore, but no one has really seen it. But again, they're making games and making entertainment for this quote unquote modern audience. So is it like my mother? Like, do you think if you again change God of War from what it used to be into what it is now, you think my mom is going to pick it up? You think my mom's going to play it? Right? And again, the market isn't a force that you can manipulate, right? You can't shame the market. You can't, change the market. All you have is your product and the demographic that enjoys your product. And that's really all you have. And you see this with games like Power World, made with what, 50 fucking dudes, and on a budget of 10 grand, making hundreds of millions of dollars. And you have games like Helldiver, same thing, making millions, selling millions of copies, having tens of thousands of concurrent players. You have the Coffin of Andy and Lele, which is, by the way, made by a single woman. A single woman made that entire game, and like RPG Game Maker made millions of dollars overnight. So you have like these rogue elements coming out of nowhere. Like, they tried to cancel the lady that made Coffin of Andy and Lele. People automatically went after Power World, quoting that it's a Pokemon ripoff. And again, I'll have to make a completely different video about that. Right? You have Helldivers that make an active statement saying, no, we're not going to be political, and people asking for LGBT representation and just getting banned. Right? But these are games that the market clearly wants. Like, they don't want Suicide Squad. Right? They don't want Saints Row. They don't want Forspoken. They don't want Skull and Bones. This is just simply not what the market wants. But, I mean, anyway, and that's all I gotta say about this. It's just fascinating how they believe they can impose on the market, and then when nothing sells, they blame the market. It's just whatever. Peace.